Hey, this is Rodney Fireball King from the Vibe City 105 FM, and this is getting to know you guys and giving you some information about what's happening with regards to myself and my radio experience. Well, being a radio announcer, basically the role and the responsibility is to entertain, inform. We entertain people with the great music and the conversation. Sometimes we ask questions that touch people and make them think, smile, even cry at times. So the role is entertain, inform, and of course to educate. That's the role basically of what we do as radio announcers. Well, I chose this profession because it's something I love. It's from the tender age of 5 years old. I always dreamt of being on the radio and being a radio announcer at that tender age. So it was like a calling. So that's why I chose the profession. It was something I always wanted to do from since the tender age of 5. Well, one memorable moment from working in a radio station is the opportunity to reach out to people, and we realized that we have the power to touch people in different ways. It was a certain show we did, and the music we played and the things I said and stuff like that, it actually touched an individual to change their day around totally, because they were having a very, very terrible day, and with the whole vibes and everything and things that I said and that particular day changed around their whole frame of mind, and it basically saved them because they were thinking some terrible thoughts, that the vibes just changed. So that was the most memorable moment to actually impact someone's life. Some traits needed to work in this profession. Well, from since my time, basically the proper pronunciation, the proper grammar. So we advise that you read a lot and to know how to interact with people and interact with the public and stuff like that. So, well, some of the advantages of working in a radio station, well, getting to connect with people all over and connecting in certain ways that touch you in certain level, because you might go certain areas and people will meet you and interact with you and tell you things that you have no idea that you had that level of impact on people. And not only Trinidad, Tobago, across the globe, because I've gone to certain places in the region, Grenada, St. Vincent, Barbados, St. Lucia, and to see the impact that we have on people. That is a great advantage, to know that we could impact people's life in such a positive way. Well, some job titles working in radio station beside my profession, which is a radio announcer. Well, there's a DJ, we have production people. In this time with social media, there are people who take care of the social media side. There are other creative people as well who give you that visual, which is the graphic artists. So the titles in working in a radio station, it has expanded to not just radio announcer, not just DJ, but also production and graphic artists, social media person, etc. Well, one thing I always tell people who ask the question, what is the advice I got to give the kids or anyone who want to work in a radio station? First thing, read a lot. That is very important. You read a lot and you try your best to command the English language, because speaking proper on the radio is a very important thing still, even though we seem to drift away from that at certain time. Some people drift away from that, but read a lot. That is very important. Make sure you read a lot. But due to the COVID-19, we have learned to accept the digital era with regards to more online stuff. Most of our interviews will be done via phone or via Zoom calls, and more online digital presence. So the COVID kind of bring out the more digital side of the radio industry. So this is Rodney Fireball King sending shouts to the Eastland Mackenzie Children's Library and also to the Tobago Library Services. Thank you and blessings.